All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible holiday weekend. Good morning, John. How you doing today?
Carlos, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Not much. Good to be back. I've been off for a couple of weeks here, and we're a little bit late today because it's just my fault trying to get everything started. Remembering, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. This is not working. This is back on and working. So it was a bit of a pain to get it going, but once you start doing it daily, it should be a whole lot easier. So good morning to everyone over on YouTube. Hopefully, you guys had a great time over the holiday weekend. John, anything special you did this weekend? Anything fun?
Oh, did I? We had our fantasy football draft party Sunday night, and looking forward to that starting up. And then we had a pool party yesterday at my sister-in-law's house. It's fantastic.
Nice, nice,
Yeah, it's
good
good.
man.
How about
Glad to
you?
hear that.
How about you?
Uh, I, I've been doing all kind of day trips with my daughter and my son, but this weekend, me and my daughter went to American Dreams, a big mall here. Went to this water park. Man, some of these slides really showed my age. I mean, they were really intense. I got to tell you. But it's a beautiful park.
Yeah.
First time I've been there. The water park itself, and that was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. My daughter was so funny. My daughter's like, "Yeah, let's go on this, let's go on this." I'm like, "Yeah, let's go on it," and I'm nervous as heck, but she was ready to go, so she gave me a lot of man. She could do it. I could do it. You can't back down if your 11-year-old says she can do something. You got to go for it. So, but it came out in one piece, so it's all good. All right, friends, good to be back. Let's get back into the swing of things here. Let's take a look at our gappers list this morning. I'm going to be a little bit slow today as I get used to just the routine and the process, so bear with me as we get back into shape here. Take a look at this gappers. We've got a couple of things in the green, some in the red. I have not been keeping up with what's going on with the market, but I know starting this month in September, it's probably one of the slowest months of the year coming off summer, right? I think we had a great summer. Besides the last 2 weeks that have not been around, summer was amazing. We had a lot of great trading. September gets a little bit funky. Kids back to school, a lot happening, with the school system and just parents busy, just a whole lot of things taking place that are priority over trading, obviously. So at the moment, though, we have a lot in the red today. SPY is what is SPY doing this morning? Are we down here? SPY is slightly down, but this gap down list seems a little bit aggressive this morning. So yeah, so a lot on here, John.
it's
So
a,
we'll see what's going
yeah.
on.
Well,
Right? It's
I don't think
creeping,
there's a lot of
right?
good stuff on there, Carlos. We'll have to see what we can find here.
Okay. We're still having that situation with the gappers list. I know before I left, things on here were not really in play. Is that
Basically,
still a thing?
basically, yes, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll
All
just
right.
have
So
to
we'll
plug them in.
sort
If
through this.
there you go, yeah.
Yeah. We'll sort through them and see what works and what doesn't. All right. Let's hop on into it. Let's look at our gap up. The first one on the list, PCVX this morning. Take a look at this. 312,000 shares traded. We're up 32%. Looks horrible, man. First ticker back from vacation is garbage. John, this is worth looking at. What's going on here?
Does have news, and a lot of these don't really, or not that I can find, but yeah, they reported positive top line data from phase 1/2 study of Vax 31. It's 31 valent pneumococcal conjugate vaccine candidate in adults 50 and older. So that's good news. I'm going to be 50 soon, so I hope this vaccine does well because maybe I need it. I don't know. I don't even know what any of that means.
Yeah, I don't like the way it looks. I love the gap up of 33%. That is awesome. 34 now, so climbing there. I don't know. This pre-market activity does not look awesome at all. So we'll have to see if that changes. Right now, I'm just going to keep it off the list, guys. If anyone watches it and you see something changing here, looks fun, let us know. We'll throw it back on here. But right now, I'm going to keep it off the list for now. SHLS this morning, we are up 25%, 592,000 shares traded. Low price stock. Moving very nicely here this morning. Don't like the daily. Looks very, very choppy. Very light on volume. Today already they're doing a quarter what they do most days here, looks like. John, anything happening today with them?
Yeah, so they secured a favorable initial ruling. They have a case against a company called Voltage LLC. So there might be some a court ruling drifting in their favor. So people are liking that about this stock this morning.
All right, there you go. What's the float on this, by the way? We are looking at 161 million is what I'm showing. So not a low float. Might be worth putting on here. We'll have to see how this looks a little bit later, especially after the market open when the real volume comes in. I mean, it is up 26%. It has some news on it, some catalyst, so it is in play. We'll have to see how this thing continues to develop here. So we'll keep it on here for now. Let's take a look at the next one, which is Unity Software. We've seen this stock plenty of times on our list. Today they're gapping up 7.1 to 331,000 shares traded. Pre-market is starting to get a little bit active. I know we traded this in the past, and I say we, not myself. I'm talking about the community, and they've done well. I personally have not had any success with this one. John, how about yourself? Do you like this today? Do you want this on your list?
Well, let's take a look. What's the price? It's a cheaper stock. Well, they do have some news. And so Morgan Stanley essentially kind of gave an upgrade, I think is what it boils down to. I have a long paragraph I could read here. I'm not going to, but that's why it's gapping up. It's some little bit of an attaboy for Morgan Stanley, and who doesn't love that, right?
Yeah. Um, uh, Again, I know they traded well before for our members. Maybe a possible for now. We can always come back or remove it. Worst case. So we'll put it on here because we were familiar with the stock. We know it can do well when it is in play. It does get volume. Let's see if today is going to be one of those days. SNY is one that doesn't trade well at all. We've seen it here plenty of times, capping up or down. I forget where they're from. I know they're foreign because you could even tell by the gap up list here. So I know they're not a regular stock. Very low volume. This gap up today. Oh, this should not even be here. So there's the first one showing only 9,000 shares traded. Yeah, this is garbage.
Yeah.
Let's not even spend no more time on it. Moving on down, TIGO. Another garbage stock. We'll move on to the next one, VSH. What is this here? VSH, 10 shares traded. Yeah, all right, let's go. All right, so that covers our gap up list. John, anything you like this morning, maybe off your list of what, 12, 18, 20? I forget how many you watched, but anything that you specifically have an eye on? I know you have your list of things you like.
Well, it's a good question, Carl. It's all over the place. I do have a top 12, and it's only top 12 because that's what fits on my monitor nicely. I mean, it'd be a top 16 if I wasn't such a cheapskate and buy a bigger monitor. So Tesla's interesting because it's up and everything else is red. Everything on my top 12 is red, and Tesla is not, and it's up 1.1%. So that's always worthy of looking at what's bullish in the morning for me, especially looking for breakouts to the long side. So I'll take a look at that for sure. And you know what was kind of hot last week, Carlos? You've been gone. You might not want to hear this. GameStop was kind of getting
get out of here.
Some fun. Yeah,
pull that up right now.
it was coming alive, man. It was coming alive. It had some big moves last week. So
yeah. I see a little action here on Thursday and Friday. That would have been those 2 days there on the chart. Has our kitty person guy, I forgot his name, has he done anything? Has he posted any videos? Is he
Roaring Kitty? I think Roaring Kitty got a big slice of humble pie last time he tried to come back on the scene. I don't know. It just it didn't really stick. It was fun for a day, but everyone loses their influence after a while. It was a little awkward.
If you guys remember the live stream, I was like, "What are we looking at here?" And it was even being broadcasted some even bigger news stations. At least not broadcast, but at least they were showing some of the live highlights, right? So it was just very awkward. Like he said nothing, right? So that was very disappointing. But yeah, we'll put it on deck, man. GameStop is always fun. I traded it a couple of times in the past as Andy would like to say, and Brian be part of history. So we'll put it on here. Let's see if anything continues today. We are up. Actually, no, we're not up that much. Only less than that 1%. We got some volume here. Let's see if we're looking to have any kind of breakout this morning. So we'll put it on there for now. We'll see where it goes. All right, let's take a look at the gap down, guys. We'll jump on there and see what's happening on this gap down list. First one on deck, DYN, and we're down 33%. Ouch, 355,000 shares traded. Big drop for them this morning. Any news, John, causing them to wake up on the wrong side of the bed today?
There is, and I'm kind of too stupid to understand it. It sounds like they had some good results, some clinical results, but there's something in there that people didn't like. I think a couple patients had a bad reaction or so. I was trying to parse through this morning. I couldn't really understand it. So what should you know about this? It's a biotech company of some kind or something, a pharmaceutical, and it's in that sector if you like to play that stuff. Those are often our big movers on any given morning, so it's one of those.
Yeah.
As always, if the
I
community knows more about any of these this morning, feel free to jump in, everybody. But I couldn't exactly figure out why the news was bad.
Yeah, throw it out there. Right now, DYN again down huge this morning. Don't know the reason why. We might come back to. I'm not gonna add it to my list right now in case I find things that look better, but we'll come back to that since it's leading our gap down list today. RX right now heading over there down 8.7, 335,000. This looks pretty bad though. I don't like this at all, man. If there's nothing on, I'm gonna skip right through it, but it just looks atrocious, man. Really, daily and pre-market.
Yeah, I don't have any news on that. I can kind of try to look that one up real quick, but I agree it doesn't look particularly good.
Yeah, it looks so bad. I don't even want you wasting your time on it, my friend. Let's go on down to the next one. Clean Spark is one that we know very well, usually tied into many crypto type plays. So if we look at Clean Spark today, we are down 4.2, 1.1 million shares traded. So we got some volume here. How are other buddies doing? Like, for example, we look at Coin. Coin doesn't have no volume and it's not down that much. What about Mara? Also only down 1%, not a whole lot of volume. Anything with Clean Spark directly, they're down 4.2, 1.1.
I think they released a filing. I can't find this news exactly either, and I bet you someone in the community does know what the news is here, but I'm having trouble getting it exactly here, so I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, it seems interesting, man. 1.1 million seems pretty nice here as far as volume. Down 4.3. Normally, Clean Spark is not my go-to, but I'm gonna add this to my list today because that there's something brewing there. We got to figure out what it is and how, and not more important, what is how good it's going to be at the market open, right? That's what we care about. Sometimes we have really bad catalysts that does well, and sometimes we have amazing catalysts that we think is going to do awesome, and they bomb out. So. But pre-market right now, volume and the gap down, and the way this daily is showing, it looks good. And the fact that Mara, Coin, the other ones are just not really buying into whatever's going on with Clean Spark. It makes Clean Spark even more interesting this morning. So, gonna add that there to the list. I'm on main right now. Might not stay there, but the way this list is going, it might be the best stock we look at today. Hopefully not. Down to BA right now, down 4.1 to 322,000. What's going on with Boeing? They're staying in the air. They're playing nice. What's
Yeah.
the deal with these guys?
The last thing I heard is a tire exploded. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I did hear about that, right?
Boeing shares dip in pre-market as 32,000 workers plan company's first strike in 16 years. That's just piling on some bad news on top of a company having a hard time anyway. So not great.
Yeah.
Not great for Boeing.
Yeah, I heard about that tire. I think it was three people got injured and two died or so. Man, not cool.
Yeah. Tires are no joke, Carlos. We used to, I was in the Army for a while, and that was a common way for someone to unfortunately get killed or seriously injured. It was inflating tires. You'd think it's such a mundane thing, but you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, I mean, these things are bigger than you, so you could just imagine the damage they can do.
Yeah,
gotta be careful. All right, so I'll add Boeing on here, guys. Volume 323,000 right now. We're down 4.1. I like the daily on this one, and again, just some bad catalysts over BA this morning. Should be interesting today. All right, next on here, we have this list is huge. I'm not going to go through everything on there. I'm probably going to look at two more off the list of the lineup here, and then I'm going to just go to you, John, again, see if anything has come up. If not, we'll go over to our chat over in our YouTube chat and also our members tab on here as well. Let's take a look at the next one. After BA, we have F and F. And no, this should not be here. We'll move on. E, Q, and R. This sounds like it shouldn't be here, and it doesn't need to be here. Moving down to MT. All right, maybe we'll stop now and save us the headache here. Board, yeah, we'll stop right now. All right, John, anything has popped up on your radar since the gap up?
Now going through my top 12 and my whole secondary list, which is another 20 stocks or so. The one that really stands out is Boeing. So that's down over 4% right now. Everything else is kind of in the same amount of red. You know what I mean? Like everything's kind of around somewhere from just barely red to about down 2%. There's not a big standout other than Boeing. I'm just scrolling here. Yeah, I mean, some stocks are down. You gapped a little more, like Nvidia's down 2.1, but that doesn't really stand out, especially on my list. Given we know how much Nvidia is,
Right.
it's a bit more volatile, so it's not unexpected for it to be gapped down that much on a red day. No, I got nothing that really stands out on the red stuff.
Yeah, looking at the SPY, and I traded a couple of days while I was off. I didn't trade a whole lot. I did watch the show a few times. I remember watching it when I had a great trade with Brian. Brian took PDD short, and man, that was fun. But how has the market been overall, John? I mean, this looks very stuck, the SPY lately. I mean, I know the summer months are rough, especially this time, end of August. Kids going back to school, kids, parents dropping off their kids at college for the first time usually takes a priority and all that. But how has it been actual day trading?
Well, for me, I've actually found some pretty good breakouts. That there have been stocks that were trading nicely. I mean, for everyone's looking what they're looking for, Carlos. So some people really might like this market, and other people might not. It's been okay, but it is really stuck, right? The SPY's just kind of been around 560, you know, the low 560s.
Mhm.
We just been here waiting for, like, is this the double top? Going back to when was it? We got back here back in July, mid-July. The SPY got up around here, and now it's just it's been looking like it wants to go for a new high, but we all know a double top is a pattern people trade, and that could be what the whole market's doing too. So we need some direction. You're calling it exactly right. We're in a band right now.
Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, Speaking with Jesse here in chat, so BA also got a downgrade from West Fargo, right? So I'm not sure if we mentioned that, John, too, but that's
Oh,
also
okay.
hurting them today. So just, I mean, I'm sure it's because of the bad stuff happening, right? So on my list this morning, let's see how that is going to trade. All right, excellent. Let's take it to the chat room, guys. Let's take it over to our members tab. We'll start with Jesse. We'll start with you. Tesla. We'll look at Tesla here. Always fun to watch. Already 1.7 million shares traded. So I will be adding this to my list, of course. Getting back into, I'm going to look at stocks that I have traded well in the past. I'm going to stick with a lot of our usual suspects going into today. Getting back into a full day of trading here. So we'll see how that goes. Next, we have PFE from Fred. PFE this morning. Oh, wow, look at this. Down 2.1, 844,000. This is probably on here, but there's so much garbage in the way that sometimes you can't see things. Yeah, they're right there. It's on the gappers list. Thought I saw it. I think it was on here, but yeah, it should be on the gap down list this morning. PFE down quite a bit. John, sorry. What's the latest and greatest? You have anything on it? Looks messy on the daily, but some activity today. It looks like something's happening.
I see the state of Kansas is filing a civil suit against them. Kansas is
Okay.
joining other states in suing Pfizer over their COVID-19 vaccines. So yeah, that's bad news. That would do it.
That would do it. So I do see them on here. I'm going to add them to my secondary. PFE is a little tricky, but I like the volume today, though. So I might end up moving this up. The daily overall, very messy here. Just a lot of back and forth. But we're breaking out of this support we had over the last couple of weeks, week or two. So yeah, I like PFE today. I might end up moving that one up this morning. All right, what else, friends? Let's take a look here in our chat. NVIDIA, of course. We'll look at NVIDIA, one of our usual suspects. Pre-market activity 7.3 million. Let's just throw volume around like it's nothing. So 7.3 million shares traded right now. We are down 2.2 here. I do like the support we're seeing here. We're trying to hold on to that, not having a good time at the moment trying to do that. It looks like it wants to break down. So I will add NVIDIA to the list as well. Again, my list made up more of usual suspects as I'm getting back into the swing of things. So I do like NVIDIA. Love the volume this morning, and we'll see how that turns out. All right, over to our YouTube chat. Let's see what our friends have here. Heath, you're giving us Apple and Intel. Let's take a look at Apple first. Apple right now, 1 million shares traded, but again, staying put, not really gapping down a whole lot. Pretty much flat right now. So it'll be a good secondary for me. I'm going to add Apple on here. I might end up moving that up. It all depends if this volume wants to pick a direction, and that's the hard thing going into at least the first week of September. You got to be patient and see what's going to get the direction. Intel has volume, but this doesn't look all that nice pre-market. Looks very, very I don't know, uh, barcode like here. This is ugly, by the way. What is this? It's like they took an eraser and erased everything at the bottom here. Somebody just kind of came and just erased all the wicks and everything. She said, "No, we don't want to like the way that looks. This looks better. Looks like a New York skyline for a second there." But I don't like the action right now. It's got the volume. Maybe that can change. So keep an eye on it. Who gave it that Heath, and then throw it back out there as for trading live. It starts doing something fun. So, but it won't be on my list for right now. And heading down here, we do have Amazon Jose. Let's take a look at Jose Luis and what he gives us here. Amazon starting to move around a little bit now. Very light volume, only 317. I know that doesn't mean much for Amazon. They can still put in a really good trading day. Looks like Friday they did very well, 172 to 178. That's a big move for Amazon. That is very, very nice. With higher volume than usual here compared to the entire week was in the red. Man, every week was just every day last week just sold off, looks like. So big break on Friday, and today we'll have to see where it goes. I don't want my gappers list to be huge, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna remove you because I'm just not a big fan of that. I am gonna add Amazon instead. I think that's a little bit better because again, this stock can always surprise us. So I definitely want to keep an eye on that one. Leroy, yes, good to be back, man. It is 2 weeks off. Definitely, got some relaxation in. Definitely took some time to do a lot of work. By the way, my office is almost done. I spent a lot of time there, and looking forward to having back my regular setup. So hopefully by the end of this week, man. Just waiting on rugs and windows. They got to be custom made. It take forever. So because the size is a little bit big. But yeah, looking forward to it, man. So hopefully soon by the end of this week, if I can get the windows installed, we'll be rocking and rolling over there in our new spot. All right, excellent. Anything else? Anything else over on our YouTube chat, members tab, Apple? Yes, I do have Apple here. I do like Apple. So Apple's got the volume. That's on deck. That's going to be good. And then other than that, I think we covered everybody in the members tab and also in the gap up list. So, all right, let's hop into what's happening for the next 2 weeks, starting today, Tuesday. So we'll run you through that. Let's go over here to our Bear Bush Traders chat room. You can always check, guys. BearBushTraders.com will give you all the information you need to get what's happening for the next 2 weeks. So I'm just going to click on over there, head over to webinars, and once you're there, you can see what's happening. John, I'll let you take it over on what's going on.
Yeah, cool. It's kicking off today to start the week. Will be Brendan doing our DOS Trader Pro setup and basics. If you have any DOS questions.
Hold on a second, John. I don't think we're doing this today. This is Monday. We're definitely members Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Okay.
We're doing this today. We're doing this at 7. Hopefully I'm not running into any other webinars, but today we're doing our onboarding at 7 p.m. Since we didn't do it yesterday because of the holiday. And what's Tuesday? Today is Megan. All right, Megan, all right, so we're not conflicting. So me at 7 and then Megan at 8 tonight.
Okay. You're at 7 doing what? Onboarding? Oh, and then Megan has a webinar. I got you. God, man, I'm slow.
Yep.
I live a strange existence, Carlos, here working from home. I don't know what day it is, man.
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you.
Small, not a lot of neurons firing up here. Okay, yeah. So Carlos, you got onboarding tonight. So if you're a new member, go check it out. That's a great hour, well spent learning about the community and learning about the basics of day trading. And then Megan will kick it off tonight with her webinar, which is, I get a scroll there. Oh, there it is. Supply and demand zones. Where are the buyers and sellers? So a topic Megan talks a lot about during the day. One of our best traders are looking at things in larger time frames and understanding the larger market dynamics. So that'll be a good discussion. And then Mike is next week leveraging scanners for the high day break strategy. So that's gonna be a great webinar because it's kind of like people love strategy webinars. I'm sure he's gonna be talking about that as well. It's not the main focus, but it'll be interesting to see how he talks about using that to make that better. Then we go into Wednesday for the psychology webinars. I can't wait to hear this one. I've been waiting. Dr. Kenneth Reed talking about the Rain Man factor and this trader Rain Man who has Rain Man like capabilities to see patterns and details that others often miss. He counts the toothpicks on the floor, and I want to hear all about that. And then we have Wesley Altman the next week talking about the journey to mental resilience. Make sure you check out these psychology webinars. I always say this. I know the Tuesday night ones are they tend to be more popular, but what everybody needs is a little brain adjustment. Trust me, in day trading, it's very important. So check those out. And then Thursday we go into all our mentorship. I kick that off at 11 o'clock in the morning, doing our new trader mentorship over in the webinar room. And then Jared and Megan in the afternoon doing options mentorship. Lenny after the close afternoon mentorship, which is great because the other ones, everyone during the day you're always distracted by charts, but when 4 o'clock rolls around, Lenny, you can just kind of pay attention to him full bore. And then Thor has the evening mentorship on Thursday at 8 p.m. So it's gonna be a fun week. And if you want to see all of that, you're going to need to be one of our elite members. And there's 2 ways to do that: the elite annual membership or the better deal, the diamond annual membership, which does come with that $50,000 funded training simulated trading account that you can actually make money in. So that's a fun deal. If you don't know about that, go to our website and check out the details on it. If you're not ready for the elite membership, there's always the intro, $39. Check us out for a week. Check out the chat room and the basic courses, or bump up to a monthly membership along those lines as well.
All right, excellent. Thank you, John. Let's go to our watch list. So our watch list right now, friends: CLSK, BA, Tesla, Nvidia, and then that secondary list: Apple, GameStop, Amazon, and PFE. So that's what I have right now. To start it off again, I don't see anything else that looks better than what I have at the moment, and I think there might be some other usual suspects that we'll look at. How is AMD? AMD. No, not doing a whole lot. Nvidia looks way better. What's the deal with Nvidia and the volume? 8.1. I mean, that seems. Do they have any news? I don't know if we talked about news with Nvidia, John. Do they have any news? I know they had their earnings last week, right?
I think it's
Anything
mostly
going on today?
reverberations. It's reverberations from earnings still. I think it's the most fun stock to trade these days, and it's what everyone's curious about. It's the market. You know what someone said to me this weekend, Carlos,
Mhm.
was I was talking to this person and they said, "What is the deal with this Nvidia stock? It seems like whenever it goes up, the market goes up. When it goes down, the market goes down." And this person was asking me, like, what is going on with this company, Nvidia? Do you know who that person was? It was my 80-year-old mother. And I was laughing so hard. I was like, I wish I got a recording of that. I would play that in the pre-market show. So
That's awesome.
everybody's feeling it. Even my mom, who just watches her, her Charles Schwab investment portfolio or whatever day to day. She's like, this Nvidia thing's driving all the
Yeah.
stock market.
It's a big part. It's a big part of the market, obviously, and we're seeing that. So, down 2.3, looking to break the support area they have here. So this is going to be very interesting. I do like this one for today. So my eyes will be on it. Then Tesla starting to do some moves here. We are up almost 1%. We're up a little higher this morning, up at 217. So they set a nice range so far for the pre-market right now. And we're going on 2 million shares trades. That looks interesting. I love the daily as well. So again, a lot that looks good there. So looking forward to this first day back of trading. Again, I did trade my vacation, but it was not like it's going to be today, where I'm sitting there and I'm focused on actually trading. And by the way, thanks for those that cover for me. I know we had. See, I got to talk to the production team, because this is not the way it's supposed to work, right? You cannot have better people than the host, the original host, come cover. Because when you do that, then you put my job at risk, right? You had people that did an amazing job, right? You had Megan that came on, and we loved her. John, you've been on here for a while, so thanks for covering. So you did doing a great job. And then we have Jared. I mean, it was just awesome. So thank you guys for covering. Really appreciate it. I know it's not easy to wake up this early in the morning, but you guys are doing amazing. But all jokes aside, I did recommend that we have Megan, Jared, these guys come back at least twice a month, even if I'm not on vacation, just so you could see a different voice, a different face. Because I woke up in the morning a couple of times, and to log in and to see, Megan and Peter and John and Jared, who else covered? I think Lenny at one point. It was nice. It was nice to see somebody else, in their perspective. Thor, right? So really looking forward to that.
Carlos, I
Um,
didn't know that New Jersey could produce humble people. This is throwing me for a loop here. So now I'm questioning whether
we
you
don't have
actually really
many.
live. Yeah, right.
No
But
one can replace you, Carlos. No
everyone
one.
is really,
no,
really
And
no.
glad to have you back, Carlos.
for YouTube to prove that they love that Carlos is back, give us a like. Give us
Give us a
500
thumbs up.
likes.
Yeah, how are we with the likes today? We are sitting at a 133, 535 watts. And so, yeah, if we get those likes up, really appreciate it, guys. We only ask because it really helps the show a lot. And we want to just get the show out there, get good ratings. It's important for us. So we appreciate that. And we're sitting at a 560K. I know we haven't really been promoting this, at least not but before I left, but we still got this million drive to million, right? To make approximately, if we get a million subscribers, we get that Tesla out. So we're sitting at 560. We're a little bit more than halfway there. We need some ways to go, but looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We do this every morning when the market is open. All right. But yeah, good to be back. But I know the guys did a great job, because when I don't get emails, hey man, we miss you, I got no emails from anybody. That means things are running smooth and we had an amazing time, which is good, right? Companies to be able to run no matter who's running the actual show, and that's important. Okay, guys, my list right now: CLSK, BA, Tesla, Nvidia. Secondary list: Apple, GameStop, which has some action last week. Hopefully today we can do something. Amazon is on here, diving a little bit, getting away from the previous day close at the moment, trying to get to the low of the pre-market. And then we have PFE, which I might have to move PFE up because there's a lot of action here on PFE. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be my PFE. Yeah, I think PFE is worth moving up. Whoever mentioned that, thank you for bringing that up. That looks pretty good. All right, let's start with some levels, friends. We'll start here with CLSK. Typically, this stock I don't like. Even now, the pre-market, you can tell, is a little bit funky, but we do got some volume on here, and I think it's worth watching today. It's the only crypto stock that's kind of down this much, so worth looking at. 1015 is the low of the pre-market right now, so we'll slam a level there. And then below that, we do have 936, so we'll slam one there as well. We're going to head over to the left and see if there's anything lower than this, and we'll look at right over here at 842, so we'll slam one there, and then also 773. So pretty good stuff there as well. And then towards the top, guys, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days are high of the pre-market, just slightly below an area of a lot of support here the last 3 trading days. You can see that right on there. That is where the previous day close actually is, right? So we're going to slam a level just at 1055 to cover the high of the pre-market, but definitely got a lot going on here. Look at the last couple of days too, gapping up and selling down. Like it's been just red, a sea of red for CleanSpark. The entire week last week looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, all last week. Even though they gapped up, it's been red all around. So let's see how today ends on CleanSpark. BA is next, friends, and man, this is nice. We got a nice movement here, down 4.1, 166.25 is the low of the pre-market there towards the bottom. We got a great daily here. Beginning of August, we're slamming into that 162.86, so we're definitely going to put a level on there. You can see how well that does there. As far as the level, but definitely want to have that down. Towards the top, we're stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trade days when it comes to our pre-market high, which is going to be right over here, 173.17. So just look at all the levels we have on here. Just at the high of the pre-market, I think we're pretty much set when it comes to that. There is something, I hate adding too many levels, but I think we cannot miss this one. Is 168.73. I think we have to have this down. So if you look on there, 168.73, that looks good. Just a lot of days slamming into that as well. So we definitely want to have that on deck. All right, let's take a look at Tesla this morning. So back to Tesla here. Volume climbing. We are getting some movement in the pre-market. 1.9 million shares traded. High of the pre-market right now, 217.99. So if you slam that there, that's going to be a good one. And then above that on the daily, 224.80 is another great area we want to have down. And then below that, we have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days right down here on that 207 205 area. But before we get there, there is maybe a minor support resistance, not a major one, but right at 210.67. Great area right on here. So that looks pretty good. You definitely want to have that down. You might have some action if we do get down to those numbers on Tesla today. Take a look at NVIDIA. Volume continues to climb. We might get to 10 million before pre-market here. I mean, this thing is just rocking. So 8.5 right now. I have not seen pre-market volume this high in NVIDIA in a long time. I know they've been doing 5 million, 4 million very easily, but man, 8.5 already and climbing very well. 114.12 is the next level I see. We obviously got this area here, which is the low from this would have been Thursday, right? Thursday, Friday, and today. So you can see right on there, you got that nice area support, the lows for those last 2 trading days. We're trying to hold on to that. Low of the pre-market has been created to 116.31. Looking to drop down and test that right now. So we'll see how that goes in the pre-market. But once we blow through that, if we do, 114.12 is the next area I see where you have some level of support and resistance there. And then below that, we start heading down to what's going to be right over here, guys, 111.64. You can see how great these levels are, right? So NVIDIA obviously loves this one. What is this? This is 116.52. Look at the support, the resistance you have. So again, a lot of touches when it gets that level. And then the next one too, this 111.64. A lot of flirting going on with this thing here. So you definitely want to have that there in case you do drop. That 111.64 could be a great area as well. PFE is next, and again, a big drop for them, down to, not big drop, but down 2%. And if you look at their daily, right, they have this range, which is pretty ugly, if you ask me, but they have this range that's just slightly below that. So if they can continue to drop to 27.81, that could be fun. But we'll have to see how the market open treats this one. So 28.27, you got a level on there as well, which is pretty much where your pre-market low is. So we'll just take the pre-market low at 28.30. But you can see that's going to have support by these couple of days slamming into that. Below that, we do have, we'll upgrade this a little bit here, 27.84 is the next level I see. We got this huge drop there and then a nice recovery. And then above the pre-market low, you got plenty of stuff here, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Again, just we've been stuck here with this ping pong action for about a week and a half. Broke down towards the bottom today. If we do somehow decide to go into the green, next area we see is the previous day close, and then we do have this 29.19 up here. So not likely to do that, but we'll see. This thing can go anywhere it wants. It almost has 1 million shares traded right now, so it is moving pretty well as far as volume, and a good range this morning, down 1.8 at the moment. So all right, that's my list, guys. CleanSpark, BA, Tesla, NVIDIA, PFE. Secondary list, Apple, GameStop, and Amazon are on here. But again, I kind of like this list coming back for I was going to say Monday, but it is Tuesday, coming back to the first week of trading. This looks pretty good. All right, let's take a look. John, what our team is watching. We have Thor, we have John, we have Megan, we have Eamon, Pierre already on deck. Let's see what they like this morning.
Let's see what all these big brains are thinking. So Thor's liking Apple, NVIDIA, and Tesla. I like Tesla, NVIDIA, and Amazon. Megan likes Tesla and NVIDIA. And Eamon, we all know, is a robot from another planet who likes things that no one else thinks of. So he likes Target and the Qs. He's the outlier here on this first go around. I don't know if we have any others in. We should have some more, right?
Yes, there should be some more trickling. There's Avi coming in now, so that should be up shortly. And then we got Phil too, on the chat there. So,
oh, here we go. Yeah. So Pierre, Apple, NVIDIA, Tesla, Amazon. He's with me on that Amazon there. Avi, Tesla, NVIDIA, and AMD. So the commonality here is obviously, and then there's Phil. I was just going to say NVIDIA and Tesla, and he's like an SMCI as well. So it's that kind of that morning, Carlos. I think all the mods are thinking, we're going to play the favorites. People aren't really going after the catalytic stuff necessarily, because I don't think any of these catalysts are that great. So we're kind of going back to our comfort zone.
Yeah. I'm
I
with
got
you
I,
there.
I
And
got a feeling about Amazon. I've been watching it. I mean, it's always on my
mhm.
top 12, and last week it was looking a little interesting. I think it might do something today, but who knows? Just got to wait and see if it sets up for what I'm looking for. I don't know if the daily is really going to reveal what I'm feeling, but I think there might be something there.
Yeah, looking at Friday's action, man, I had a great day Friday. And even though this day looks good, I mean, if you look at this daily, let's just jump around a little bit here. If you look at the day, look at this drop they had, right? And I'm got to tell you, they recover really quickly from this gap down. A little bit of dip here, and then Friday they just crushed it. Now, if you look at Friday's action, man, they had a great trading day Friday. I mean, you got an ABCD pattern, you got 5 minute breakout. You got high of day breakouts. I mean, you name it. There, your strategy is in here somewhere. You got double top reversals, back to VWAP. I mean, there's a whole lot going on. They had a great trading day. And this is what we want to see, right? Stocks that are moving like this, they're giving you opportunities, breaking down, coming back up, bouncing from the VWAP. So yeah, and just at the end of the, which is this is Friday, guys. By the way, keep in mind, this is not typical Friday action. Usually, don't get this type of play on Friday. Friday, especially during the summertime, seems to be a little bit quiet, but man, that's pretty it's pretty intense there. So we really liking that. Guys, reminder today at 10:30, as we usually have our talks with our guest, today is going to be Megan, and she's going to be talking about supply and demand zones. Where are the buyers? Where are the sellers? So that's going to be a great talk. I always like when Megan comes on the mic and shares her knowledge with us. So stick around for that. Again, 10:30 after the hour of live trading, which is coming up next with Brian. Which, by the way, Brian's list: Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, and Amazon. He's going straight usual suspects. So that is a very usual suspect strong list there this morning. Can't tell you he doesn't have anything just for fun today. So sticking straight to business, Brian with his top four this morning. Um, all right, excellent, friends. This is what we have. Anything else we might have missed, John, before we start transitioning over to our good buddy Brian? And I believe Andrew's back. So Andrew will also be joining us live if he's again, if you can wake up in that West Coast time frame. That's not a it's an ungodly hour to be up.
I dropped an image in the admin. If you go to the chat room, go to admins, and there's an image there. I don't know if you can pull that up, Carlos, but it gives an example of what I'm going to be looking for here this morning.
Yeah, we'll pull that up here.
So my read on how this open is going to go is probably that I think we're going to see a good amount of correlation with the market. So I think the SPY, you watch the SPY or the Qs. As the market opens, I'll pull up a 1-minute chart of the SPY and I'll watch my top 12, which I can see all in one monitor. And I'll watch minute to minute to see if things are largely kind of doing what the SPY is doing or if they're doing something on their own. And I'll take note of anything that looks kind of bullish on its own. For example, if the SPY kind of sells off in the first 3 minutes, but Apple, makes a strong move upward, I take note of that because those can be good stocks for my strategy, which is looking for high day breaks. And then I'll try in that top 12 to try to figure out where the best bets might be. But I'm looking, this trade you see on your screen is what I'm looking for every morning for my first trade. This one's a little later, but usually between 9:35 to 9:45, usually 9:35 to 9:40. I'm looking for something, I call it pivoting volume. It's just where the declining volume on the morning starts to tick upward again. And I'm looking for like a clean transition from the low to the volume to start to rise again. And if I can find a stock where that rising volume matches the stock trying to break its high of the morning, which, has only been set in the first 10 minutes or 6, 7, 10 minutes, whatever it is. That's kind of like my number one bread and butter trade. You don't see it every morning, but that's the first thing I'm looking for. And I'm looking to get into a trade like that. And hopefully it works out as well as, this one was great. I got to add here, got a great ad that, ran even further. And then I tried to add a second time, but by then I pulled my, my break even stop pretty close to where the price was. And it stopped me out of break even for the second ad. But if anyone's curious what I do here every day, that's the first trade I'm looking for. So we'll see if something sets up. And if you look, the last thing I'll say about it is that magenta line. I don't know if you have a cursor you can put on the screen here, but there's a dotted line. It's kind of a pinkish magenta. Yeah, that one right there. That's the pre-market high. And if that is close to where that high a day is, it's even better. I find that to be a bullish breakout level when when a stock goes to break the pre-market high, especially for that second time. If you get the resistance to set the high near the pre-market high the first time and then it goes up for the second go around, if you can align that level with the rising volume, the high day break and all that, it can make for a very nice trade. So that's what I'm doing every morning. And then as the morning goes on, this particular volume, the decline and the pivot, it's not something you're going to see past the first 15 minutes. And again, usually in the first between 5 and 10 minutes after the open was when it's more likely.
Let me ask you, John. Is this kind of like a high day breakout, or do you have a different name for this? Because you are looking at different strategy. It seems a little bit different than your regular pattern.
So what I define as the high of day is the highest price set after 9:30. So gotcha. Yep. It's in the fifth candle there. The fifth candle set a high a day around. It's right at that. It's actually where the current price got screenshotted there.
Yeah, I see that. Yep.
2066 is probably almost exactly where it is. That's what I define as the high a day. And then I'm looking to break that. And that could happen at 2:00 in the afternoon. It could happen at 9:42 in the morning. That's great. And you're always looking to do it on rising volume and a kind of explosive volume was what you'd really like. Because what I'm really trying to do is get my stop to break even. I want it to break through that price, and I want to slap my stop at break even so the trade is risk free. And then at that point, I call it the prayer hands method. I mean, if it runs, it runs. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But as long as I'm risk free, I don't really care. So that's
nice, man. Move. Nice, very clean strategy, very clear cut, clear as far as understanding it. So awesome. All right, friends, over on YouTube, if you got this information for free, at least hit that thumbs up, because we can't charge you now, but we are going to charge our members something here in the chat for this great information. but thank you guys. Definitely hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. How are we doing this morning as far as likes? We love to hit our goal of 300. I don't even have it up this morning. Trying to get to the swing of things.
We're about 250 right now, but we have
so we're almost there.
Almost 700 people watching. So I think we can pump that up a lot more.
Wake up, YouTube.
Yeah, help us definitely pump that up. One thing over in chat we forgot to do this morning, and again, that's my bad. It's our news announcements, John. So that was updated. So let's take a look at what's happening for today, and then by then, Brian and Andrew should be ready to rock and roll this morning. So let's look at our news announcements, see if there's any main headlines happening today.
So the first thing will be 9:45 S&P final U.S. manufacturing PMI, and then construction spending at 10 and ISM manufacturing at 10 as well. So, just be aware that's the 9:45 data dumps are not as common as the 10 o'clock. So you want to be aware that's happening. I don't know how much any of these really tend to move the market. Just want to know what's happening. And a nice thing about being in our chat room is we always have smart community members giving everyone the heads up in the chat and saying, hey, look out, it's 9:44. You got data in 1 minute. It's good to know, though. There's a lot of times we're looking at that exact trade, I was showing before, Carlos, and that could be happening at 9:45 or something. And if I know that news is coming out, I often, if I haven't taken the entry, I'll wait and just let it shake itself out.
Yeah. All right, excellent, guys. All right, we're all set here, guys. That wraps up our show for today. We're for Brian to hop in here and take it through the market open. But right now, clean spark for me, testing that low at the pre-market. BA testing the lows here as well, that 166.25. I got Tesla, a lot of movement there. NVIDIA, volume 9.1. I think it'll break 10 before the pre-market open. That's my bet. Let's see. We got 800,000 to go here. But look at that, dropping, making a new pre-market low there. So volume should start flowing in here as we're looking to head towards that 114 is the next level I have. Obviously, look out for 116. It's a whole dollar number that can usually affect things there. And then look at the volume just pouring in. Wow. All right, let's see if we get 10 million before 9:30. And then PFE has done a real nice comeback here, bouncing off 28.30 at 28.65 now. This looks interesting. This might be starting the morning green by the time the real volume comes in here. So we'll see. A lot of movement there at PFE. That looks very, very nice. All right, friends, Brian and Andrew up next. Anything else, John, that we might have not covered?
Can I say one last thing, Carlos? We have the
Sure.
Boston meetup coming up in October 25th in Boston. So if you are able to attend that, we'd love to have you there. And the link is up in the moderator comment. You have to scroll up through everybody's stock picks for the day, and you'll see it up there. But I know we got a lot of people in that area, and people might even come as far as New York. Who knows? So it'd be a great time.
Nice, man. October 25th.
Andrew's first time in Boston. So
sure.
if you're from around here and you know the area, he wants to see the town, he wants to know about it. So come on out and join us.
Nice. I like Boston. Been there a few times. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, man. Thanks for mentioning that. We'll look at that link and make my way up there if I can, guys. So you don't have to be a member. So over on YouTube as well, you're more than welcome. We'll love to see you there if you are in the area. So I just got invited. I'm inviting other people. That's probably like the most rudest thing to do, but we do that here in our community once in a while. All right, friends. I see Brian on. Good morning, Brian. How you doing today?
Morning, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Doing good.
Great to see everybody.
What's up, Brian?
Oh, wow. John, great little masterclass before the open.
My pleasure.
So, yeah, anyway, you're talking about Amazon. I we day traded Amazon on Friday, and I liked it so much, sort of halfway through the day, I ended up buying 180 calls, expiring end of today, or end of this week, I should say. And I blew out 75% of them on that rally that we got half an hour into the close, just because they were up so much. I thought it was such a crazy end to the quarter. So anyway, still holding some of them. And I still like it. So yeah. Other than that, we're obviously getting a bit of a sell-off here this morning. Everybody, all the talking heads on TV keep reminding us that September is a terrible month for the stock market. So we'll see if it plays out, because quite often market will do something else just to make it difficult. But why is Tesla gapping up? Any news there?
I don't think we found anything, Brian, to be honest. But it was up 1.1%, and now it's less than 1%. Nvidia's dropping a bit more here. Now they're down 2.9%.
Yeah, Nvidia's taking another leg. Yeah, Qs. Let's take a quick look at the Qs. Are probably taking. No, the IWM has taken the biggest hit, which is kind of odd because yields are down. So anyway, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. I was watching DYN too, because it's gapping down so much. I was hoping we might get a pop on that, so I could short it, but it's not cooperating. So just not going to do anything quite yet. Just going to sit tight and just see what happens. Nvidia pot, it's pretty volatile right now, everything. So we're going to take a look at Nvidia's got a lot of bids to the downside here. So I'll just let things settle. 115, yeah, Nvidia is selling off. Man. Still no trades for me. Wow, AMD is really sinking too. But it's popped back up. It's pretty volatile. And 115 for NVIDIA. God, they're just selling NVIDIA like relentlessly. Wow. Man, it just dove through 115. AMD going down to yesterday's low. Friday's low, I should say.
There was some news on Tesla, Brian. A couple members chimed in. The China sales are up, and there's a new 6-passenger Model Y coming out, I guess. So there's a couple things help that out there.
Okay, took a little bit of a long on AMD for this bounce here. Got really oversold. So long at around just above 145. Let's see if we can hold here. Maybe not. Maybe got another leg. Yeah, I'm getting out of this one. Let's see. Hang on. Yeah, I can out of the AMD. Yeah, let's see here. Where are we going? Come on. Just small size, but I'm was trying to grab a bottom there. Oh, should have taken some profits when it popped, but I didn't.
Well, Google's RVOL is at 475 this morning. That's quite high. What did we miss on Google?
Yeah, I'm out of AMD. That doesn't seem like, I don't know. NVIDIA looks like it's got another leg in it here. Yeah, of course, as soon as I got out of it, back to my break even. So, okay. Let's see what happened. What else is going on here? Tesla popped up. Still got selling, but there seems to be some buyers trying to support NVIDIA.
Tesla looks good. I'd like to see it pull back a little more below the pre-market high and then maybe go break that high it's at in a couple minutes. I'd rather it didn't do it right now, but I'm watching it. GME coming up.
They're really selling things here. Here we go. Wow. Look at NVIDIA rip. Yeah, things are really volatile right now.
I'm long GameStop here, trying to do exactly what we talked about this morning with that pivoting volume early here. Let's see if it'll go. If it does, it's got to go quick with a trade this early, though. And
just I got longs NVIDIA 113.50. Let's see if that looked like that bottom was going to hold there. Here we go. Here we go. Oop. There we go.
There goes GameStop.
Sold some through 150, 114. So at least I'm back almost green. Still red.
All right, I'm throwing my stop break even on GameStop, so this is a risk-free trade. I'm in at 24.24 and it's going, so we'll see if we can get something happening here.
Got rid of the rest of NVIDIA flat. It's just doesn't seem like buyers are ready to commit.
Come on, GameStop, get stupid.
Yeah, Tesla's going. And it is really hard to trade NVIDIA or AMD. They just bouncing all over the place. Just keeping an eye on Tesla.
About GameStop break even, but you can see it did exactly what I'm looking for. You got the pivoting volume, right? declining volume pivots a little early on that one. I'd rather traded that a couple minutes later, but it happened on the 6th candle or the 5th. Yeah. But it did
Yeah.
make a great move. I didn't take any money off on it because I was looking for it to go a bit higher. But easy stop to break even, easy risk-free trade. That's nice.
Long again on NVIDIA. Let's see where it's going this time. I'm long Tesla too, just to 1850. See if it gets to 219 again. Oh wow, there we go. Nice move. Sold some at 219. Here's some big orders sitting above here on Tesla at 220. I think we're going to go there. Selling some more NVIDIA. All right. Yeah, this has been a crazy open. Here we go with Tesla. I think we're getting next stop 220.
SMCI is a little interesting.
Yeah, Tesla was definitely the stock to trade here today. It's trading the cleanest.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, SMCI is hitting resistance exactly at the pre-market high, which I like. It's trying to break it now. I didn't take an entry, but that could be interesting. We'll see what it does here. Bad spread though. Bad spread on SMCI. It's pretty nasty. You gotta pay to play on that one.
Bad spread.
Bad spread.
Okay, here we go. 114. Come on, NVIDIA. Sold a little more on NVIDIA. Didn't quite get to 220 yet on Tesla. You got to sell these pops because they immediately sell them off here. Here we go. God, this thing is crazy today.
Yeah, the market's done nothing but sell since the open, pretty much. So like everything,
it's been really volatile.
The longs are all against the tide here, which makes everything harder. Well, to the long side.
Okay, well, NVIDIA's back down. Glad I took some profits there. Is it going to pop up again? Yep. Hard to say. I'm getting out of NVIDIA. I don't really like the way it's trading. Out of the rest of it. Wow, glad I got out of that. It looks like even Tesla's rolling over here. Yeah, it's really it's a difficult market to trade this morning. It's not really anything trending in a good way.
Meta's gone
Tesla.
green.
Hmm?
Meta was gone from red to green. Meta's about to hit yesterday's high. Yesterday's high will probably be a tough level for Meta because of this kind of morning. You get the market selling off, and I don't think Meta's not particularly catalytic. The R-vol's not even over 100, and so I doubt it would cleanly go through yesterday's high, but we'll see what it does if it gets there. I think it's a better rejection from that level than a further long.
So September is starting out a little bit of a raucous start, at least at the open so far. 10 minutes in. The keeping an eye on Nvidia. Wow, Tesla. You know, the rest of that that really took a nosedive.
Oh,
417.61.
Microsoft coming up near the high day, oddly.
Yeah, there's a few stocks that are going green. Lyft has gone green. Uber's gone green. Go figure. PayPal went green. Tesla bouncing off Friday's high right now.
417.73.
There's my alert for Microsoft again.
Yeah.
Do I dare? I don't like trading when the market is just steadily dropping to the long side.
Yeah, the Qs just dropped below Friday's low, or is at Friday's low now. So it made a little bit of a dip below it there.
Microsoft would be great for a high day break here if the market would demonstrate it's going to bottom and like just show us something, uptick the other way. It could really help Microsoft push through its high here, but we're not really, I'm not seeing it. The Qs are trying to hold a daily level. I don't know which one that is, but I can see it on my chart.
It's it's Friday's low. Wow, okay. Nvidia just blasted off. God, I was going to take a long there at 112. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
All right, I'm trying some Microsoft here since the market is putting in a nice candle for me and see if that'll do anything. Not a very good entry.
Here we go. Nvidia is trying to hold here. It's got an order at 113. I don't know if it's going to get there, the way things are trading. Here we go, 113. I'm not in it, but let's take a look. What does it look like here? It does have a big order at 114 next. Qs bounced, but we're still in the downtrend on the Qs and the SPY, so just be careful with that.
This Microsoft, my Microsoft high day break's working, but I'm going to throw my stop at break even already because I don't like the vibe here, but it is a break even trade now. I threw an extra 5 cents on it too to cover some slippage. But if this is one of those prayer hand trades. If this thing breaks and runs, great, make some money. But if it doesn't, it's just going to stop me out of break even. I'm in at 418.03 with a stop at 418.08. There we go. Come on, baby.
Shorted a little Nvidia. 113.
I'm going to take a partial above 419, hopefully here. 419. There. I'm taking off right there. I'm readjusting my position.
Covering my Nvidia, 112.75. Here we go. Just covered some more. I'm not going to stay in these trades very long. It's pretty clear that I want it to come down to us. Is it going to come down to 112.60? Maybe not. But I'm just scalping now. You got to be fast with these. Here we go. Yeah, it's crazy price action. Okay, it's covering some more. Almost out of that short on Nvidia. I'm out of the rest of it. Again, it's just crazy.
Microsoft's still going here. I'm going to try to get 420 for a next partial, or somewhere up above 419.50. Hopefully, if it can break 419.50, it'll make it. Yeah,
Meta's killing it too.
Microsoft's going. Couple good things happening here.
Amazon kicked it up a bit too, like that. Man, that DYN would have been a great short. It just didn't give me that nice pop that I like to see on a stock like this. My signature, my Rising Devil trade, stock gapping down on news. Trading below the VWAP. I was really hoping we'd get a bit more of a pop so I could short into it. But no bueno, as they say. Wow, Amazon's kicking it.
Yep, it's coming up. Microsoft's trying to get that bid above 419. There it goes. Make that little lunge for 420. Oops. I hate when alerts go off when I'm trying to think about taking a partial. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete all my alerts because they are screwing up my screen while I'm trying to trade.
NVIDIA long. People have jumped into NVIDIA long. Yeah. Like I said, the Qs are still below the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart, and it just last 2-minute bar it rejected right there. So again, just keeping an eye on that moving average. It tends to be where things reject. These algos seem to like that moving average. And Amazon's going to run.
Yeah, look at Amazon's going to go high today. I'm not going to take that one. I'm milking this Microsoft trade here and wondering if I should take some off. I really got screwed up on that partial by that BABA alert. It just popped right when I was trying to take some money. Oh, I'm going to take some more off of Microsoft. It's feeling a little like it's flagging and the market is continuing to drop here. So at least the spot is. I'm going to add to Microsoft if it goes for the 420 break. I'm going to add to this trade and see if I can get it going again. In fact, I'm going to set an alert for Microsoft just about 419.68 just so I don't miss it if it goes.
All right. Well, I don't have anything on right now. I was tempted to go with Amazon, but I'd be really chasing it here. There is a big order, 178.50. We're not in a great area. On the Qs.
Last equals 419.68.
NVIDIA is stalling right at the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart.
All right. So are you going Microsoft? I'm adding to Microsoft here, which means I got to move my stop up to the new break even, which is now 418.94. I'm just going to make that 418.99.
Yes. That's a nice view reversal on Microsoft.
Beautiful, yeah. Oh, nasty candle, nasty spy candle. That's not going to help me. Come on, market. No.
Wow, yeah.
No, it's going to kill my trade. That's going to kill my trade.
And that's really why I didn't want to go chasing anything here. I kind of felt like we had this bounce back and just felt like it was setting us up for another round of selling here.
Need a real miracle here on Microsoft. I don't think it's coming. Yeah, there it giving in. It's relenting. And I'm out. Okay.
All right.
So now I am going to reset all my alerts because I deleted them all.
Okay. Looking at Amazon here, I'm going to get long Amazon. So this pullback, just a little pullback here. Let's see if we can get up to 178.50. Come on, don't do that. Q's bounce back. Here we go. $178.50 is where we went out on the day, Friday.
Yeah, PDC is a tough level, so I would expect Amazon to take a pause there, if not reverse. But
just dropped like a stone. Got down
Yeah.
the Q's and
the market can't sustain any kind of
no.
upward move here. It just keeps giving out more.
All right. Well, let's see what. Gonna have to get out of Amazon. For a loss here, just because it seems like it's going to head lower with everything else. So I'm back in the red, unfortunately. That was an ugly drop. It's looking so promising. Should have just sat on my hands there, like I was doing. But anyway. Well, where are we going with the Qs here? And the SPY. Well, September's starting out to live up to its ugly market action.
Yeah.
At least for the first 25 minutes. All right. Well, so we can get back, so we can dig ourselves out of this
Last equals 453.8.
red.
If you're a maniac, Brian, SMCI is up a lot, and it looks like it might go higher. That's
yeah,
not a great call out, I know.
Yeah. Meta. Why is SMCI up? I thought Bitcoin was, I looked at Bitcoin. It wasn't particularly, wasn't up particularly notably.
I think it's more of a
still
chip
under
stock.
60,000.
I think SMCI has been pummeled so bad lately. There's just bounces coming its way.
Well, maybe, yeah. Possibly. Okay, well, Amazon came back to the VWAP. Again, I'm just kind of sitting here. We'll see what the market gives us, if anything. Oh.
Baba
Well,
is pushing for its high of day. It's not something I'm super stoked about.
Equals 82.65.
There it goes. It's right at high of day now. Baba's a weird one.
yeah, hard to trade unless it's really in play.
Good call out from Chris P in the chat room. ISM manufacturing data in 2.5, well, 2 minutes now.
Right. Q seem to be holding this 470 level. All right, we'll get long Amazon just one more time here. See if we can. It did make it back through the VWAP, so it's long at 150 or 177.58. See if we can hold the VWAP. Oh man, come on. Drop down below the VWAP now, unfortunately. We're just going to chop around the VWAP maybe on Amazon unless we get something good coming out of ISM, which is in 10 seconds.
All right, let's see what this does.
Yep. So we're getting a bit of movement here. What's going on? A little choppy price action. Chop, chop, chop. Ooh, SPY and Qs just took a big tumble.
Yeah, the initial reaction is negative. Let's see if we can find these numbers.
Okay.
So
Amazon here. Are we coming back up off the lows?
ISM manufacturer PMI came in pretty much in line. ISM manufacturing prices is a little higher than the forecast. I don't even know what to make of that. I had to Google what ISM even stood for this morning, and now I forget again. Institute of Supply Chain Management or something.
Yeah. Institute of Supply Chain Management. Well, that was quite the comeback on the Qs after that number.
SMCI. Last equals 453.51.
All right, come on, Amazon.
I'm long some SMCI. This could quickly wipe out my my Microsoft gains because of the crappy spread on this. But let's see if we can get a pop here. It's so hard to trade this.
Still in Amazon, it's really having trouble getting back above the VWAP. Just I'm thinking it's probably maybe not worth holding. Here we go. I'm going to sell it. I'm selling it back at break even. That was just not. There's a lot of buying. The CVD is accumulated volume distribution is green, but just still got sellers there. Qs have bounced right back here.
Oh, nice.
Looks like Tesla's bouncing back.
Come on, SMCI.
Come on,
there we go. There we go. Shit. Sorry, YouTube. I was trying to get a partial just above yesterday's high on SMCI, and it's just it almost kissed it. It's pulling back. What to do? I'm getting out. I had a pretty good move there. It's up a couple bucks, but I'm getting out of SMCI because I don't like the way the market's dropping while I'm in the trade. So I'm gonna let that one simmer.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Brent. I am really sorry that I was late. Hi, John. Hi, Mike. Hi, John. Hi, Brian.
What's up, Andrew? Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you so much. Great trade on SMCI, John. It was pretty nice. I was looking at it. Thanks again for trading. I just a little bit honestly so tired this morning. So I'm back. I got long NVIDIA for this after this SMCI. So at 113, it looks like it's holding the bottom, but SPY is at the level. Let's see what's gonna do. Oh, you guys can see also my screen. I'm sharing my screen. Let's see what is gonna happen here. SPY is coming down below them. SMCI was pretty nice. Doesn't have a lot of order flow, but SMCI is interesting. NVIDIA is here too. Still long on NVIDIA. The average is 113.12.
I think SMCI might still be an interesting long here. It's got a breakthrough Friday's high, but I think I only got out of that trade because the market just fell to a new low, but I think it might go higher. Might get back in here.
Wow. DYN really took off. That's crazy.
Shit, Boeing is down 8%, huh?
Boeing's down. Yeah, that's a big fail today.
Right, NVIDIA isn't doing well. Let's see. Yeah, I think I need to. I'm just stopping out on NVIDIA, guys. I gotta stop that on NVIDIA. Market SPY is 557.
Wow.
AMD is down, also holding below the VWAP. They're not. The problem is they're not really that extended from the VWAP. So Excel is also really down. AP,
Yeah, SOXL is down a lot.
SMCI is going for the break of high of the day again. This is just a very typical standard trade John is doing. How's everyone doing, guys? I'm really sorry. I'm just so exhausted from Burning Man. It was 1 week of craziness, so my body is super exhausted.
Yeah, careful with that. SMCI is right at Friday's high, so it's quite often an area where it'll
Boom.
stall. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
worked out.
Go. Nice.
Go, you piece of shit.
Oh, John
Sorry.
is,
I keep doing
John
that.
is on
I'm
the
sorry.
edge.
I'm not using. I forget I'm on YouTube.
I didn't know that John actually can curse. He was always the
Yeah.
most
What's
polite,
that all
normal
about?
person ever.
Yeah, I don't think
happened?
I've ever heard him curse.
Oh my god, this thing, dang.
So, guys, if you want to come and see John cursing, we started the boot camp today, and also we have a Boston meetup. In exact date for the Boston meetup is Friday, October 25th, so we can actually see John in real time cursing us. Right, so NVIDIA is interesting.
You can see John in his natural habitat, cursing.
John in natural habitat. Close to.
It's Boston.
Close
You just
to
walk
that.
down the street cursing. Everyone's doing it. It's fun.
Right, so I might actually get back on NVIDIA. I'm getting back to
Yeah,
112.85.
I just got long some NVIDIA as well.
It's not super extended, so for a reversal or double bottom, but it looks like the market is. It looks like it's really holding its spies at the level as a support. The problem is it's just not too extended, so you can
Yeah.
take a nice reversal on it.
All right.
So it's going.
See if we can. All right, here we go. Just sold some 112.95. Again, I'm just got to be really fast here on these because you just don't know when they're going to reverse.
I'm still holding potentially. I want to see if I can get to VWAP.
Yeah, I am still long some. Let's just see if we can get through this 9 EMA, which is where we're kind of stuck right now. The 20 is at around 113.50, and there's a big ask there.
113.
113.50.
Very nice. So let's see if we can get that. So I'm going to add that because Brian said at 113. SMCI still near the high of the day. Wow, the semis got destroyed, huh?
Yeah, well, look at AMD. Micron down almost 5%. Nvidia down 5%, 5.5%. Guys are really struggling here. There's a lot of selling too. CVD is quite red. A lot of aggressive selling.
NVIDIA, damn it. Yeah, you're right, Brian.
Yeah.
This NVIDIA.
Yeah, getting out of the rest of it, which again, difficult trade.
Interesting day.
It's a big order at 112.
Yeah, it's going to most likely break out. All right, so I'm getting a stop down on it as well again. Yeah, I got to stop down on it.
Ooh, just when it popped back up.
Yeah, this 112 is interesting. It looks like it's trying to hold.
And just tried a bit of a short just to see where if we get into this 112.
So I'm flat on it. I had a bad loss on it. Let's see. AWM is down 1.7%. Q's 1.5%. What's AMD doing? AMD is also very similar. They're just below the rewrap.
Yeah.
Apple is hitting the scanner. Apple down 2%.
Here we go. Just covering some 112.
112, huge beat at 112.
112.03. Here we go. Oh, okay, covered some more.
That's actually good because we can take a reversal on it a little bit later.
Okay, I'm all out. Again, just keeping it quick.
John, thank you so much for helping. I'm really sorry. I was supposed to come and trade, but this morning I just couldn't really wake up on time.
Hey, no problem. I just saw your post from Burning Man, Andrew. Looks like you had a good time.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. I'll definitely talk about it. And I put a newsletter about what I learned and stuff. It was really crazy. Right, looks like this 112 is going to hold on, NVDA.
Maybe. Had a nice bounce off it.
I'm going to take another long, 112.22, with the stop loss below 111.75. Let's see if this time we're going to go up. Although, I don't know, it doesn't look like a good trade, so I don't recommend anyone taking that.
It's there are some orders down at 111.80, 111.50, 111. I'm just afraid that might be going there. But
the Qs are in kind of a dangerous spot here, guys. You might want to kind of think about it. They're at a low set on the 28th of August, and after that there's a gap. So if we fall into that, this could be more selling here. Nothing feels really bullish.
Right. Although since Q is an index, it might be a little bit less prone to these gaps. If it was a single stock, I would have been worried about that. But again, the indexes are a little bit less prone to like suddenly losing a big level and boom, because the whole market needs to panic.
That's true.
But definitely, market is very weak,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to catch this freaking reversal, which is not good.
I
But
think
why is market?
I think John's point is fairly accurate there. It's we could actually sell off into that gap. See, there's 111.80 on Nvidia.
I am still long. I haven't lost it yet. I'm adding a little bit more on that, actually, as a matter of fact. This is my third try at reversal. How's the YouTube guys doing? Did you guys give laptop last week or no? No
No,
laptop?
no
All right, so it's
laptop.
going to be. All right, so it's popping up in NVIDIA now. Let's see if I actually can hold the market is also popping. Qs are popping at the level that John mentioned. And John, you're right. When I look at the daily chart, yeah, the low of August 28 is exactly 467.94. Definitely, market doesn't have a lot of strength. So why the reason of market sell-off? Is there any specific reason, like spies?
I don't think so. I don't know that there's anything specific that happened. At least nothing that I heard on the news or anything this morning.
Tesla
Just seems
came
like
above the
September's. Everybody talks about how September's a bad month for stocks.
historically is bad, huh?
Historically, is a bad month.
What's the Green Day song? Wake Me Up When September Ends. That's very apropos this morning.
But what an August! What a crazy August!
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Hey, Andrew, Brian,
Yes.
we're going to keep you on for another 15 minutes if that's okay with you, Andrew.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
give you a bit more time, and then we'll bring Megan on at 10:45.
Excellent. Yeah, no, awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you. Let's see if this freaking reversal on NVIDIA works. Those of you guys in the chat room, if you want to see my real screen with the entries and exits, you can actually join us as a trial member. We love to have you inside the chat room. We also have a little bit more attention in the inside of the chat room. Tesla was better, huh? Yeah, Tesla was a little bit better today. All right, so NVIDIA is really consolidating here. I honestly don't have much of a hope about this trade. Maybe this is the time that I should get out.
It's got to be a reversal here somewhere on the markets. It's just a really ugly SPY and Q chart right now. Got some orders
This is
building
what I'm
to
going
the
to do.
upside.
I'm gonna go put the water to boil. By the time that I come back, I'd like NVIDIA to be at 113.
We'll see what we can do. Qs are trying to, looks like the Qs are trying to hold here.
Not yet, huh?
Maybe, we're getting there. I'm along with you now on this Q trade, or on this NVIDIA trade. See if we can push back up. Looks like the Qs are trying to hold here. What about Meta? Microsoft also was pretty strong.
There's pre-market high on Tesla.
Yeah, there you go. Tesla came ripping back there. Tesla's got a big order again at 220. $220 is where we stalled in the at the first go around. Q's still struggling to get through that 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. Might get through there though. You never know.
All right,
Bit of an
guys. Let's see
option.
if this.
Yeah, doing a bit of an
Yeah.
options trade on Tesla here. Got
What are you
220
doing?
called right now.
Selling 220 calls or buying 220 calls?
Buying 220 calls. Just
Yeah,
there's a
Tesla's
big order
interesting.
here.
I am interested in see if Tesla and NVIDIA pop up to 113. All right, it does. I still haven't partial on NVIDIA. I could potentially, but I want to see if I can actually do a little bit more. Guys, remember Peak Capital? We're starting to the boot camp. All the people in the Peak Capital, we emailed you. If you didn't get the email me or Mike. We start the boot camp today. Am I recommend Burning Man? Absolutely, 100%. I've been there 5 times, so it's crazy, Burning Man. The experience that you get in Burning Man is just unbelievable. The people, the art, the lifestyle that they're promoting, the 10 principle, absolutely crazy. Yeah, Gonzalo, buddy. Thanks. Megan did a very nice option trade. It's not option, actually. She traded directly. Yeah, I would absolutely recommend to Burning Man. Come camp with us. I guide you through the whole process of Burning Man. You learn a lot about yourself. We have a really nice camp. We have a very, very nice camp.
Are they going to do it again next year?
Yeah, I think so.
Megan, nice trade on Tesla. Did you do that with options?
No, she traded on the shares. I don't know why.
Ah, so unlike Megan.
All right, so let's see if NVIDIA pops up a little bit more. I'm still long on it. I can take some profit and be less red, but let's see. It's very nice. Potentially getting a trade on Tesla.
I thought Tesla was struggling in China. I thought they, with all their competition, they were down to less than 10% market share. That was the last kind of heard.
Is it a good news on Tesla because of that?
I don't know. It sure popped up at the open and then dropped like a stone. And then V reversed. Aria, nice. You got nice long on Tesla as well. Yeah, Tesla gave a nice, certainly gave a nice reversal there. Really wasn't, was a pretty tough trade to take. Because you had that really funny wiki candle at 10 o'clock with the ISM numbers. You had to wait to get
What's
through
happening
that.
with Boeing? Boeing is getting destroyed.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Boeing this morning.
I think Boeing has a potential strike coming their way. It's one of the news items for them, and they get a downgrade from Wells Fargo. So,
And so NVIDIA is really chopping. I'm adding a little bit more on NVIDIA here, but I don't really have much of a hope for NVIDIA to pop back up. If anything, I can get out of it at the break even. Brian, you still have the calls on Tesla to 20?
Yeah, not doing anything right now.
Again, that's the type of day that I don't think. Time of the day also 7:30. 10:30.
Yeah.
It's one of those times that's.
Again, there's just nobody stepping in and buying. You can see we did like a 920 on the Qs. So we got through the 9 moving average and then just literally rejected right at the 20 EMA 2-minute chart.
No.
No,
Guys, remember,
this is gonna be-
capital traders, guys. Well, one more time. Today is we start today. The first session is today. So anyone who signed up for P-Capital, 3 months of great mentorship.
It's going to be a red day for me, unfortunately. Wow, Dell selling off.
NVIDIA is gonna get us stopped out again one more time. Just
I'm getting
another
stopped
huge
out, guys.
leg. Yeah,
another big leg lower on the SPY and the Qs.
guys on NVDA. Well, trading is not fun anymore when you keep losing.
You know, it's just trying to pick a bottom here when there's no bottom to pick yet. Wow.
There's no bottom. Qs are now getting there. Like the next level on NVIDIA, if you really want to get there. I don't know. It's hard to find until 110 maybe. It's really hard to find any level. Laptop giveaway is on Wednesday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. So where did you posted some pictures of Burning Man?
Instagram and Facebook, yes.
Instagram.
Yeah, if you guys are following me on Instagram or Facebook, I posted some stuff there.
Did you think it was there wasn't as many people there, or did it really feel like that?
No, this year was smaller. This year it was about 50,000 people. They usually go up to 80,000. This year was definitely smaller, and it's kind of makes sense because with the interest rates and a little bit of a slowdown in the economy, I guess there are less people are interested to spend that kind of money. It's not only the ticket overall; it's a very expensive trip, with all the camping and everything. But it has the ups and downs here. But it still felt really good. Like it wasn't like you go and what's happening. But I think the Burning Man generally as a festival has peaked. I don't think they're growing that much because there's so many similar festivals all around the world. But it's still crazy. So watermelons, email the mike@bearbletraders.com or andrew@bearbletraders.com. But there was an art car. That a Chinese billionaire built. And he got married up there. It was the craziest. Art car that I saw. Let me show you some picture. That was just crazy.
My favorite art car is that octopus.
Yeah, I was there. It was there too.
Yeah, it's there every year. I love that car.
Hey Andrew, I have your Instagram up. If you want me to show you some
awesome.
photos.
Yeah, thank you. Let me see. Yeah, you guys see. That's the arts. Like there's a lot of arts. So first of all, you have to follow me, Brent. I see that you're not following me. Press the follow. So that's the number one thing. So you guys should do so.
Busted.
I like you.
Live.
So yeah, you can guys see things. That's our tent that you guys are seeing. It's a big white tent, which at the border they held us for 2 days. Like people were crossing the border, and the officer says, "What the hell is this?" Or, big trucks are going down, so we had to do a lot of. So we came late actually. So, and then obviously, a lot of friends and people that you see randomly. This one is in front of the temple, so this is a really, really nice temple that is very spiritual, and people go and the things that they want to forget they put in that. And then obviously the art cars are very nice. The one that I want to show you is it's called the Feng Long art car or something like that. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. Kind of new, so it may not. Which is Chinese. He was a Chinese billionaire with his wife. got married on Wednesdays. People get married. It was
Yeah, a lot of
crazy.
people get married at Burning Man. I always see that.
On Wednesdays. There was another really, really nice art car that was not ice car, was ice. It was a big, big sign of "I'm fine" with the, with the toes. That it was all from the signs and wreckages from Ukraine. So they built a big "I'm fine" sign, and when you look into that, let me see, must be pictures on. That one, if you can show it, that was a very, very here. So Brent, if you search "I'm fine" art Burning Man, I can actually show it on my screen. So this was one of the most meaningful things that I saw. If you can show it, either my screen or you look into that. So it's a huge "I'm fine." And if you look at the pictures, you see that these are all from wreckages that came from Ukraine. So you could see all the holes and everything that it's in there. So it was very, very nice. It was an artist from Ukraine. He did that. So again, if you look into that, these are all really real war wreckages that they put this. So that was very, very nice. Yeah, the art that you can see, love the music, depending on what you like. There's so many amazing things was there. So I highly recommend everybody to that's pretty much everything. You guys come to Burning Man, you can camp with us. But again, Burning Man is about co-creation. So we co-create a camp together, we party together, and then we tear it down and clean up together. So it's not really like a hotel that you go, oh, where's my room? Where's my things? Oh, thank you. Where's my water? How do I get that? No, it's all about co-creation.
Where's the spa? Where's the spa?
I mean, the first year when I went there, that was my, my attitude too. So, I paid, where's my service? But the pay is only mostly for, contribution to the camp. So you gotta actually help. So the mentality is about radical self-reliance and co-creation together. Yeah, we do have showers. People who bring RV, they have showers, or camp also set up the temporary shower outside. All right, so NVIDIA broke down. I'm glad I'm not in there.
Yeah, NVIDIA's got 111 handle on it right now. It's got a big order at 111. The queues are just not, there's just no sustained buying. All these bounces are just getting sold into.
But that place is magical. Burning Man is magic. Like the beauty of that place, Black Rock City, is just unbelievable. Like it's a lake. It was a lake. It's huge. There's nothing grows on that. Nothing. Not even a rock. Not even a small vegetation because it's alkaline. Nothing grows up. And then it's hard enough that you can build anything on it. Plus, then there's one layer of sand on it that makes you dusty. And then sunrise is unbelievable, magical. It's very beautiful, like one of the most beautiful places on earth that I saw.
And it's it's surrounded by mountains too. So when you look out over the playa, you can see mountains way in the background.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And the people and the experience is magical. Like it's unbelievable. The things that they build, the effort people put to build stuff over there as an artist and stuff. If they put it on the real life, they they get better. Like the creation that they do is unbelievable. You see everywhere. People have gone way, way out of their way. Like it's just you have to come and see. If you don't see it, you don't get it. It's about gifting. Everything is gifted. That art car is gifted. Everything is gifted to you. You're doing it for free. The ticket that you pay is just going into the operation of the city, its security and everything is really going through any of these projects that they do. I haven't been to Tomorrowland, but again, Tomorrowland is a festival, it's a music festival. They set the stage for you, get paid for that, and over there they set the stage. Um, everything is for free, but other people they do gift to you. It's all gifting. Everything is gifted to you, and there was crazy things that you can see. Like there was a big eye that they built. Um, that like I didn't take a lot of pictures because pictures really don't do the justice. So there was a huge eye. They built a huge eye. I couldn't believe for 3-4 days they built something like that. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. All LED panels. It was huge. It was like a 3-story building, like for 3-4 days. It's the power of community building something together.
Andrew and I were talking about
Yes,
going to Tomorrowland,
exactly.
but then he told me I was too old.
For Tomorrowland?
Yeah,
Who said that?
you said that. You told me I was too old to go to Tomorrowland. I think you sent me a
Right.
meme of a couple of old people sitting in front of on a part of a stage.
I didn't say that. He's making that up. Like sometimes I joke with Brian. I'm say, hey, old timer. Like sometimes I joke with Brian. He doesn't like it either. So, but I don't know. but, but I didn't say you're too old. I'm telling you, come to Bearing, man.
I
All
have
right,
been.
guys.
I've been to.
Yeah.
Apparently, the 2019 one, the one I was at, was one of the best ones.
I think the best one was 2022 after the pandemic because they skipped 2 years. People were they took it to the next level, really. All right, so NVIDIA is setting up like a boss. Yes, we're gonna take another reversal on it. This is what I like. Like
Okay, Andrew and Brian, we're going to get Megan in soon. If you guys want to go to the BPT chat, we'll carry on YouTube with Megan in a moment. If you want to say goodbye to YouTube.
awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks guys. So I'll see you tomorrow. Sorry,
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
still my body's still recovering from this. I'm super tired. So I'll see you soon. Tomorrow we'll give a laptop away as well. Let's see. I'm eventually gonna take another reversal on NVIDIA, looking to see some sort of a more exhaustion.
Yeah, there's an order at 110 now, and the queues are just continuing to sell off here. Yeah, at some point the selling's going to stop, but we'll, question is when. So, anyway, guys, thanks for joining us this morning on YouTube, and hang around for Megan is really good. It's going to offer you some really good and interesting advice and knowledge. So stick around for that. So have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, we're about to have Megan on. Sorry about this. Just need to add her mic. There we go. Perfect. Megan, can you hear me? Hello, Megan. Oh, Megan, can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Something was
Sorry.
going on. Good morning.
Yeah, we're going to try to come
Good
up with
morning.
a
Yeah.
cleaner transition. It's just hard to get out of the BPT chat room sometimes. So welcome, and today you're going to
Thank
talk
you.
to our YouTube folks about supply and demand zones. Where are the
I
buyers
am
and where are the sellers?
indeed.
So before we get started, guys, start bringing your questions into the YouTube chat. I know it takes you guys a little bit of time to come up with them and type them, and then we'll get to those at the later part. But Megan, I'll let you take it away. Oh, Megan, I think you're back on mute.
My computer, guys, this morning, it just doesn't want me to hang out with you. I'm
Great hat, by the
traveling,
way.
which, yeah, thank you. So I am in Montana. That's why I'm in a cowboy hat right now. And when we travel, sometimes our computers and technology don't want to work very well with us. So I'm still kind of getting set up here. So I do apologize for some technical difficulties, but traveling is the best part of day trading. We get to actually travel around and see family and things like that. So it's great. So what I want to talk to you guys about today, and Brent, the screen that I think I see that you're about to share, that got shut down. So I don't know how it's still up on your end. Something happened with Firefox was making it so I couldn't hear everybody. So I'm going to have to just transition and toggle my screen between sharing my face on this one instead.
Yep.
So we'll just do that. But what I want to talk to you guys about is something that I see come up a lot with people that I mentor one-on-one or I coach in group coaching. And it's really about trying to understand where the best place to be on the chart is when you look to get into a position. So really, as traders, our account, most day traders accounts aren't going to be large enough to really do anything with the market, right? You're not going to be able to take a stock when it is high and you yourself push it down, right? So same thing for going the opposite direction. We're not going to be able, with our day trading money, unless your account is really, really, really big, be able to turn the market on a dime, right? So as a day trader, our area of best success is going to be getting in with buyers and sellers. And so these are the people that actually move the market, right? We've got hedge funds, market makers, people with very, very large accounts. And we're going to have a much easier time if we can enter our trades when we are positioned with them. So tonight's webinar, and this is just kind of a sneak peek of what we're going to talk about in more depth tonight, is about being in the right location on the chart to really help you succeed. Now, we have tools in the market for reading the level 2 or seeing where orders might be placed, but we can also use chart structure. So for those of you who are maybe a little bit newer to trading, or you have a hard time with like level 2 understanding and things like that, we can see this on the chart. We can actually see where the buyers and sellers came into a position and where they might want to protect a position. Because if you're a really big buyer, if the stock comes back to that area, you're going to want to try to protect it. And if you're a really big seller, you're going to want to try to protect that area as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you Tesla today. And I'm going to show you why it's moving the way it's moving, just purely based on chart structure. So, of course, order flow is also really important here. And you'll want to be looking for buyers and sellers to reappear when you get to certain areas on the chart. But as long as we can have those areas set up, we can at least know where we should start looking. So rather than just kind of being all over the place and trying to figure out, what's happening every single moment on a chart, we can be in the right location, or we can wait for it to get to the right location and then look for sellers to come in, or then look for buyers to come in. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to pull up Tesla. Let me just get it going on my screen here. So let's toggle over to that for you guys, and we will get that going. All right. All right, so here's Tesla. This is the 1 minute chart. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over to a 60 here in a second. So let me bring you guys back over here. Just working with my traveling screens here. So let's go over to a 60-minute chart. So on the 60-minute chart, what I do is I go through this every morning, and before I'm looking to get into something, I go and I look for where were the previous buyers and where were the previous sellers. And if you've ever been coached by me in a one-on-one session or in a group session, it's something I will always ask you. And we can see it on larger time frames, but we can also see it on smaller time frames. So on I'll start out on a bigger time frame, and I'll say, on the bigger time frame, where are the buyers and sellers sitting? And I will load my pen here, and we'll just use my mouse here for a second while my pen is loading. But what I can see on a bigger time frame is there were sellers up in this area previously before Tesla dropped. And I can tell by the way that the chart moves. And again, we'll go into this more detail this evening in tonight's class. But I'm looking at this area right here, and here's my pen. It has finally arrived. So I'm looking at this area right here, and I'm this morning watching to see how price responds when we get to that area. And what you'll notice is when it ran to that area today, price rejected it pretty heavily. So a lot of people heard the good news about Tesla. I think they had mentioned new numbers this morning that were actually very good. And so a lot of traders were really excited. I heard people in the chat room taking it long, which there were definitely some long positions to take on this. But I was personally watching to see how price responded when it got up to this area. And we'll go over to a smaller time frame here in a second. And then same thing on the other side. So that's where I'm looking for sellers. And then if it decides that it wants to pull back, where am I looking for buyers? And you'll notice that this is in a small uptrend right now. It's been kind of waving, right? So I'm looking to see where the most recent buyers are, because that's who we want to hold. As soon as we start to lose the most recent buyer, we start to put pressure on the buyers. So if we're in an uptrend and we start to lose the most recent buyer, we start to put some pressure on them. So they're always going to want to try to protect their position. Same thing with the sellers. So I'm looking at these two areas this morning. And in the chat room, if you're in the chat room, when I post my watch list in there, I typically will post a screenshot, or someone has recently asked me if I would start posting screenshots of the zones that I mark in the morning. So I did that on Tesla. I actually did it before I marked the buyers down here, but I did have this marked this morning. So hopefully anybody that is on YouTube, if you're a member of BBT, hopefully you saw my screenshot on my watch attached to my watch list this morning, and you'll notice that this was already marked. So when we go over to, like, it doesn't matter, 5, 1, it could be a smaller chart, you'll notice how quickly we rejected this area right here. So we're looking at a place where there was previous selling, and then we're looking for sellers to come in. What was interesting about this morning, and there's a lot of little nuances to these zones, is sometimes you can get rejections from them without heavy selling. There's just not enough buying. So even though this moved down, and that this is more of like a tape skill, and I'm not going to go into that too far in depth today, but just know that you're looking at these areas to reject from. So that's kind of your first thing. How they move away from them is another layer of it, and we'll go into some more of that tonight. But once this pushed down, we got close to this buying zone, right? So we've got an area where sellers used to sell, and we got an area where buyers have recently bought. So we want to look for one of these areas to be in a position. So when I am trading and I am getting into a short position, it doesn't really do me a whole lot of good to get in here somewhere, right? I mean, I could as it starts to move away from one of these areas, but a lot of times you're going to get chopped up and you're going to end up in these positions where you're like trying to be long or trying to be short. And I'm sure everybody in here has felt that way at some point. Please raise your hand if you have ever been in the area of the chart that just wasn't the correct area of the chart, right? And you just got completely chopped around. So we're looking at, more of the extremes. So big sellers up here, big buyers down here. And as we get to them, we want to look for buying to come in. We want to look for selling to come in. And those are tape skills that, those are things that you can learn over time. But that's what we're looking for here. So those are the two zones to play today on Tesla. If you were looking at this chart and you're like, whoa, like, why is it reversing so quickly? Why is it reversing suddenly off of, these price levels? Yes, there were orders there, but there were also previous buyers and sellers that were there looking to protect this area. So that's what we want to watch for. And those are things that we want to look for. So I am willing to take some questions. Let me take a look at YouTube here and see if there's anything that I have missed. No. Aside from somebody telling me that I look old in this hat, you know what? That's the first time everyone has ever told me that. I usually get carded at the grocery store, so I actually really like that comment.
You look fantastic with that hat.
Thank you, Brett. I appreciate it.
Let's get you back on camera. Let's see that hat.
Yeah, let's see that hat. Let's go back to. Oops. Let's go back to the camera here. There we go. Bring my camera back.
I guess I have a question with supply and demand. You showed us like the 60 minutes, but how can that work on a longer time frame? If you're like, I guess Nvidia, somebody's asking about Nvidia to look at it, but like, how would you look at a stock like Nvidia on a longer time frame now with a supply and demand zone?
Yeah, actually, that's
Does that
actually
make
one I
sense?
wanted. I love that you, yeah, I love that you asked about Nvidia because that's actually one I wanted to bring up. I haven't looked at it since it started moving, but I was watching for a zone today, so let's see how it actually responded to that if it got down there. Let me bring on my screen again, and let's go to Nvidia. So perfect. This is a great example. I'm glad you asked this. So this, when you say longer time frame, anything I consider weekly, daily, and 60-minute the bigger time frames, and then we can use the smaller ones like the 5, the 2, and the 1 to really fine tune the entry and see what's happening on an intraday position. So if I look at Nvidia. And I'm looking at this chart down here. I mean, the first thing that I see is that at one point there were buyers over here, and then they got protected on that sell-off. And so when we were up here somewhere, at one point I was saying to the room in BBT, like 3 weeks before we hit this area, or a couple weeks before we hit this area, I was saying, watch out for this. If we start selling off, look for buyers to protect this area right here. So that's what, those are the zones we want to protect. So a weekly, NVIDIA did its job. Now, if we go over to a 60, this morning it was selling off, but it's selling right into an area of buyers down here. And I had marked this morning. So as we're getting in there right now, what we want to do is we want to go over to a smaller time frame, and we want to see, do buyers actually start to step into this? And I would say momentarily we do have a little bit of buying pressure down here. So we want to see if they're actually going to hold it in this area. And that's where we start to now look at time and sales level 2 and figure that out. So as this was dropping today, there were members and traders trying to take stabs at reversing this, but we really want to wait for these zones where bigger player participants off of the daily, the weekly, the 60 have been here before, because they're the ones that are going to protect you, and they're the ones that are going to be able to actually reverse the position. So we don't want to be taking stabs too far away from this zone. If you're like a dollar or so away from it, and you see something change on the tape, that's one thing, but really waiting for it to kind of get closer to these areas to take a position is really going to protect you in these trades. So where are the buyers? Where are the sellers? We can see it on our chart, and we want to be in those areas. That's the main thing here. So if everything, Petite Valley, you were mentioning if Nvidia breaks 109, it's going to retest 106. Possibly if these buyers don't hold, so it is kind of the 109 area. If they don't hold, I would be looking at this chart to come all the way down here to the top of it being, like 106 to 104. So this would be the next zone of buyers. So every time that we leave a zone of buyers, if they can't hold, we look for the next ones to see if they're going to hold. And you can short from buyers to the next leg of buyers as well. There's trades for that as well. But really, again, it's just about being in the right position on the chart when you're getting into your trades. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're going to talk about more tonight in tonight's webinar. So definitely, if you are around, come by. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. And I would love to see you guys there. We'll walk through step by step how to find these zones. We'll talk a little bit about what we're looking for when we want to trade them. A couple different setup patterns of how to take positions and what we're looking for. So that'll be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys there. I get a lot of questions on this. I get a lot of questions on like, how do you, get such precise entries in the right area? Like, how do you know that that's where it's about to reverse? I don't know that that's where it's about to reverse, but it's all about being in the right area, and then you're looking for the signals on the tape. So definitely come tonight, hang out with me. I would love to see you guys there. I probably will not be in this hat anymore, but so you just get it for this morning on YouTube.
So what you're saying is, if you want all your secrets, you got to join the member.
Basically.
You got to join the BBT membership, which everybody here
Exactly.
should know how to do. I do have one last question before we go, and hopefully it's not too much of a secret that you're revealing. But
Sure.
how do those boxes that you're kind of setting up, how does that help you psychologically to get in at the right time in your trade? Because you're talking about like, you don't want to get in when the trade is chopping around, but that FOMO can kick in. And does it click sometimes like, no, it's not in the box, I'm not taking this trade?
Yeah, totally. I love that question. So it does really help with patience a lot. So if you are a trader who struggles, like if you're just like, I'm gonna go here. No, I think it's here. I think it's here. Like if you just really are struggling about where to enter on the chart, these like zones can really help you be patient. So you're waiting for it to get close to that area or get up near that area or down near that area. So patience is a big thing. Also, I think that it helps psychologically feeling confident in the position, or at least protected in the position. So like if I get into a trade and it's within that zone and it's kind of taking a little while, but I'm seeing buying on the tape and I'm seeing that the level 2 makes sense, that there's orders that are to the top side, that it's going to maybe run towards those, and we are getting buying, but it's just taking a little while. If I'm in that area, I do feel somewhat like at ease, because I know that I'm in the right area on the chart, and this is where they should be buying. This is where they should be protecting it. And if they don't, then I also know that I'm wrong at that point, right? Because I think also a big psychological thing that a lot of traders struggle with is getting into positions and then getting stopped out and not understanding like why they got that stopped out, and then the stock runs in the direction they were looking for it to go to, and that makes like causes so much frustration and causing you to just like take all these stabs at positions. But when you have these zones marked, you can at least understand like if it does lose the zone, I'm not right now. Like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be trying to like, you know, average down or try to like move my stop loss or anything like that. Because if I lose big buyers, I'm not safe anymore. Like there's just no point. I'm not going to like turn this around on my own with my tiny little shares. So it does help in a lot of different ways. So patience, FOMO, managing your risk and like really obeying your stops and knowing when you're not in the right place on the chart anymore. And that buyers that were once in control and should still be in control, if they're not there, you're not protected, and it's going to help with if you struggle with things like averaging down or moving your stop loss or anything like that. So I do find them to be very, very valuable for a lot of psychological things in trading.
Amazing. That was a great answer. And
Cool.
again, if people want to learn all of Megan's secrets, this is just a taste of it. Join the BPT membership. And what time is your webinar tonight again?
It's at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Great. Megan, I'll give you the last word before we stop the stream.
I mean, I'm in Montana, so I feel like the only last word that makes sense would be yeehaw.
Okay. And that's the end of the stream. Have a good day. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Brent.
You're welcome.